Okay, my first thing wouldn't be like, oh, Dumbledore, it's so great to meet you, because at this point, Harry knows that Dumbledore had pretty much been setting him up and was like, oh, he's gonna get killed as a baby.
Remember that line where it's like you're just raising him to be killed like a pig or something, and he's like, what? Don't tell me you care for him, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Dumbledore's serious.
Yeah. So yeah, first thing I would do is just be like, yo, old man, fuck you, fuck you.
Yes.
Especially since I kept on expecting it because it keeps on going like, so what do I do? I'm so scared, and then like. He would give a good one-liner and start walking away. He's like, but what about, is this all in my head? Is this real? He'd give another good one-liner and he'd start walking. Like, I'm just imagining Dumbledore. He's just like, fuck this. I need to get into the smoke before he has more shit. So I was just expecting her to be like, Dumbledore, one last thing. Fuck you.
That's so good. We're going to go through this movie backwards.
We kind of, just a tad.
Yeah, but... yeah.
Can I add one other quick thing?
Yeah.
This is the second movie where, okay, maybe I'm a pervert, or maybe it's just a Japanese, but this is the second movie where I was expecting tentacle porn. Transformers, it was the car.
You got close. You got close.
Yeah.
With,
well, the thing is, I think more and more mainstream Western filmmakers are watching hentai, and it's so popular over there that they're just like, maybe if we work it in slowly, we can get up to tentacle rape by 2012.
And here's the kicker on top of that. Like, if they were gonna do that, fine. But okay, one scene you have Harry and he's like being choked by one tentacle and he's being, and you know the wand's pretty much at the other end of the fucking room, and you know then they cut over to like Ron go no, and then they clip back to Harry and then they're like,
yeah,
how do you fucking get out?
I was wondering that. I was wondering if I just missed it. No.
I mean, if you're gonna add that in, you know, like if you're gonna add that tension, do something with it.
Well, you're probably gonna get the tentacle rape scene in the director's cut.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Full length, 15 minutes.
Yeah. No, they wanted to go for the PG rating or whatever.
Yeah, just.
I'll just let the fangirls write it.
There's already 10 stories. I'm sure.
Pretty sure. Yeah. With like the whole in like Goblet of Fire, where like they finally Voldemort is resurrected, I guess. Then he comes up to Harry and he has his finger and Harry's all like kind of up against by the Death Eaters, and then he's like, I can finally touch you or something like that. And he just touches his forehead, and then they both are like, Voldemort is like, ah! And Harry's like, ah! And it was my eyes, but
yeah,
it happened.
I got a problem. Once Voldemort realizes that they're going for the Horcruxes, the pieces of soul, why doesn't he do anything to stop them? He just is like, oh, Harry will come to me, and it's like in the meantime he's going to get 3 more of your souls. I don't know. I mean, they're very aware. They established this whole thing where Harry Potter has a link to Voldemort, and Voldemort has a link to Harry Potter, and they can control each other a little bit, and they can read each other's minds. And
they can't really control each other, but they do.
Well, he controls Harry a little bit. He can make Harry hurt
by the slightest.
Yeah, well, Harry like faints. So.
Well, he does. He pulls a.
Whenever they get off the dragon, they're like, "What's happening? You gotta stop me!" He like falls down. Right. You're like, "You gotta stop him." He's like, "Well, I can't. Well, maybe I can, or maybe I can't." And then they go into this whole thing.
But actually, speaking about the whole dragon nonsense, actually, I'm happy. I'm kind of happy because I've always wanted to see Gringotts and that. Like, ever since the first book when they mentioned it, it's like, why haven't they broken into Gringotts yet? That's like...
Yeah. Well, and then the first movie, something was stolen from Gringotts?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not really that impenetrable. I mean...
Well, neither is Hogwarts, just...
Well, no, but they never said Hogwarts was. The Gringotts, even in this movie, they're like, it's impossible to break into there. I'm just thinking it's already been done.
Yeah.
And not only just one person, but they got everybody. They even got this black dude. I don't know where he came from.
Yeah, there's one black wizard. So
I'm cool with that.
There's only one black guy who got magic.
You gotta understand too that it's in England where everyone is pale.
There's black people in England. Don't give me that. There's no excuse. There's one black wizard, and it's so great. He makes a grand entrance at one point too. It's like there's a hole in your security. He's like boom, and he comes through the gate. It's one black wizard, and he's dressed in African clothing too. I thought that was kind of racist, I guess, but I don't know.
Also, okay, there's two two other things I was thinking about. One is I can't tell the difference between elves and goblins because
goblins have all the stereotypical Jew features. It's really mean, but it's like they flipped open a Nazi manual for the bank holders, and they gave them the big noses, the curly hair, and all that, and it's like, wow, buddy. I'm offended, and I'm not Jewish.
Yeah.
The other thing I really like, though, is they're telling him, okay, you get us into the vault, and we'll give you the sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, I'll get you in there. And it's like, I already know what's going to happen. How old are you, kids? You should know that the minute you get in there, he's just going to, like, backstab you. And, of course, he does.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Well, he's also a goblin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Wizard Jew. That's the name.
Okay.
I don't get me wrong. It's not me that made this. I didn't. It's not.
You're the one who pointed it out.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. It's so freaking racist.
Actually,
if we didn't point it out, we'd be doing a disservice to someone.
You are truly the path of enlightenment.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, when you're gonna make it that obvious that you're making them after like, whatever. I mean, they're obviously made after the stereotypical evil Jews that were supposed to, they're from Nazi Germany.
Okay, here's another quick question I had. I know because see, I had them in my head while I was watching the movie, but either A, they got solved, or B, it's a long movie, so you got to keep these things down.
Yeah.
One of them was whenever they're defending Hogwarts, they build this shield.
Yeah.
And they awaken, the Stone Golem army and all that jazz. Now, I understand why there's the one guy at the end of the bridge, because he needs to be there to blow the bridge up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a bunch of people who are out there, standing, waiting for the shield to break. Shield breaks, first thing they do, run back into fucking Hogwarts.
I know.
Why were you out?
Maybe a field trip. They decided they could get some use out of the shield. They just stand around, and then once everyone starts breaking through the golems and onto the Hogwarts kids, they're like, "Okay, Hogwarts kids, run back inside." It's okay. Be useless. I don't know. I guess they were supposed to be there to fight, but I mean,
you also got to understand that there's still wizards in training.
Yeah. Also, why is there so many Death Eaters? That's what we call Voldemort's henchmen, right?
Yeah.
There's at least like 10,000. Easy 10,000, and Hogwarts has like maybe 400 kids.
Well, they had the entire ministry too, right?
The ministry's that big? The ministry's bigger than the school?
Well,
I mean, how many wizards are there? It's like every wizard that graduated Hogwarts ever becomes a Death Eater.
It's wizarding government. That's what the ministry is.
Yeah, but even so, the population's always bigger than the government, right? I'm just saying, there's far less people with Voldemort than there is against, and Voldemort's going around killing everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like one guy's just like, "Hey," kill him. That's the sound of a magic link.
Well, you also got to understand that they're probably joining him out of fear. They don't want to get killed, right? Because, and by the time they got through the ministry, they've already, through the ministry, they've gotten rid of pretty much every, half-blood and, Muggle-born that has become a wizard,
Yeah.
So whoever else isn't that, or, they're just joining Voldemort because they're out of fear.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot of wizards, and it seems weird that a shield put up by 5 wizards could withstand the punishment from, hundreds and hundreds of wizards.
The one thing I am kind of happy about, though, is whenever Severus there goes to attack Harry, Matilda Wizard, let's just call her that.
What's her name?
Bellatrix?
No, McGonagall.
Oh, McGonagall. Okay.
She actually does something.
Yeah, she's pretty badass.
And because for most of the movies, just don't care. And you either know what's going to happen or you don't care. But that one was just totally left field. I'm like, holy shit, this chick's badass.
Yeah. She's
owned.
I love how they address the Stone Golem spell too, where she resurrects all the golems that are surrounding Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I've always wanted to use that. And then everyone laughs because it's an inside joke to some degree. I mean, if you care about Harry Potter, you find it funny.
When will you have to defend a school so much where you have to?
I know.
It's
it's pointing out its own plot devices.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not that they do much. I don't know. How does Voldemort get giants on his team? He gets giants and giant spiders on his team.
Yeah, well,
How?
again,
Sauron. That's really what he is.
But
Think
Sauron
about it.
was making his army. That's like the Imperial troops. They were making people. As far as I know, Voldemort can't make people. I mean, he can't even give himself a nose.
no, can't.
That'd be like my first order of business: give myself a nose.
Actually, the one thing I really did like was Severus's background.
Yeah.
Like I always felt like Severus was a kind of a. They always made him seem like he was supposed to be badass, but they never really gave him a backstory.
Yeah. He's like Gerard Way, like the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. That's how you describe Severus Snape.
I'd like to see how this ties in with Gerard Way.
just by sheer luck alone, and he's like, we're special people, and he's forever has unrequited love for Harry's mom, and he's also got a deer that's a magic spell that wards off things and flies through windows. Patronus flies through windows. I always think of petroleum whenever that comes on.
Petroleum jelly that shoots out of their wand.
Exactly.
They ward off these giant ghost cloak things
you never know when you
that
can do
basically
that.
suck out your soul if you're given the chance, and they just take all happiness, and the thing that gets
Jelly.
away is petroleum jelly.
Just roll around in it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, he's just so emo, and it's just like life is so dark, and even when he dies, he's the single tear. He's just way too dark for his own good. That's why he reminds me of My Chemical Romance.
That was his memory.
He didn't cast anything.
You can do that. No, you don't need an incantation to cast a spell. I mean, you saw
So that seems like a pretty powerful spell. I mean, is it only when you're dying?
No, if you
How do you force
you haven't watched the other movies though, what you can do is
How many times do they do this?
take a memory out of your brain so that you would forget that memory, and then you could put it in like kind of. I don't even remember what it's called, but it's like kind of like this dish thing.
The dish of seeing.
Yeah, and then you can put that memory in there, and
Dish
then
of
anyone
seeing.
can see it. And
Anyone or
That's
just,
public
does it only happen
library now.
once,
as long as you put it in the dish.
Oh yeah. Did you notice how he had one tear in the bottle, but then he poured out and it was like a full flask?
I know. I was gonna point that out.
He was just doing this, and they cut to him pouring it from another
Yeah, it's like-
angle. And it just
I'm like, oh, there wasn't that many tears.
yeah. I don't know, but I'm just saying the whole Severus Snape thing. He is just too emo for his own good. If he doesn't listen to My Chemical Romance, I don't know what he listens to. Nothing. He's too dark for music.
Boghorns, the emo-est band in Hogwarts. I guess. I don't know.
Is that an actual band?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, it is now.
It is now.
Fan fiction. Someone's got to get on that. Fan fiction.
Fangirls, you write that. But yeah, I guess
Yeah, not too much happens.
that's my personal.
Yeah, it's okay.
I loved the movie.
Yeah, well, you love Harry Potter, so
Yeah.
I've never really been interested in Harry Potter, but it was okay.
I liked it. There was a few things there that, made me ask questions.
Hmm.
But I think that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Meh.